Hello, everybody. Checking right now if my audio is working. I sure hope it does.
Hello.
Yes, it does. So it's working. I just broke my game boy cover right here on the side. I tried to squeeze it together. Anyways, welcome back. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for coming, checking it out afterwards, whatever you do. Today, I'm going to talk to you guys about Autel's new firmware. 2.5.11, and it is amazing for this thing. I tell you, I was being kept in a loop. I'm sure he is here. It's Hot Rod Daytona. He keeps sending me emails all the time when he does the beta version. He is the stuntman behind the star. Thank you very much for that. Let's see who's here. Check it all out. We have here today, we have Arizona Drone Dude, Godriller, Hot Rod Daytona, Tampa Drone Life, and Wild Serve. So, Wild Serve, is that how I say it? Yeah, I hope so. So, hello everybody. Thank you so much for coming. 2.511. We have been waiting for it for a long time. And thanks to Hot Rod, I always was being kept in the loop. I unfortunately was stuck at work all the time whenever he texts me, send me something. So we have Tampa, Florida. We have a reason to we have a reason to get a new cover. Well, the corner broke off. I mean, it's just this piece corner piece right here. Maybe I'm gonna be able to glue it back together. I'm not quite sure about it. That's sad. That's really sad. It's not even that old yet. It didn't even hit the 5 months yet, guys. So 2.511, what's new, what's different? Well, first of all, the main thing on 2.511, what's different is the hover issue. It's gone. Like, I don't have it at all. I don't know if you guys have it. I don't have no hover issues whatsoever. Before with the upgrade from 2.33 to 2.50, we always used to have it that the drone wouldn't be hovering in the same spot constantly. And my pig is going crazy right now. So anyways, but so we used to have it that at 2.50, the drone should not or wasn't hovering. For many people, they had the issue that it wasn't hovering in place. It was wearing off. It was doing its own thing. It was really, really weird. Besides that, they gave a button on the top right corner, which is a small greenish button that you can press. And once you press it, the obstacle avoidance turns off. That's amazing. But the best part of everything that I love the most is that you finally can program the buttons of hell, A and B. You can finally program these two buttons. There are 4 options, I believe, if I'm remember right. So I got like about 30 flights in with this bad boy right now ever since the update. I burned 2 batteries to going through everything, and you are required to actually update the Autel Explorer app first. So go wherever there's a new iOS and there's a new Android update on it. So you go into the store. Mine's one is the Google Play Store. So I go inside there. I upload the new update. Is I think 73 megabytes for the Android. I don't know how much for the iOS because I don't have an iPhone or anything. Update that first because I made the mistake that I totally forgot about the Autel Explorer app. And while I was trying to update, it kept failing because it was saying that the Explorer app is not accepting the new firmware. And I'm like, what? So I did it like 3 times until I realized, hello, you got to do the Autel Explorer app. So before you do 2.51, please update your Autel Explorer app first, and then go in and start up your drone, start up the Autel Explorer app, and update to 2.51.1 or 11. So let's see what we have in the chat over here. We have Hot Rod, of course, Hot Rod. They don't sell the new cover yet on their site. They don't sell the new cover yet. Oh man. So what else? Hover and flying is great. Yes, hover and flying is awesome. It's not just great, it's freaking awesome. And then we have right here, the obstacle avoidance button doesn't turn off the sensors off. The drone just won't slow down. The sensors are still on as it still shows the bars when you get close to stuff. That, my friend, is the radar option. So if you turn off the radar, there's another blue button underneath. When you turn off the radar, then all that other stuff turns off as well. Obstacle avoidance, if you go manually inside and you turn off obstacle avoidance, radar, and the downward positioning sensors, then you pretty much get it as bare minimum. But if you turn off the downward positioning sensors as well, she does have a hover issue. So I tried that a couple times, turn that off, because she tries to determine what's below you. If you turn those off, sometimes it's for me to go over certain obstacles, so she doesn't rise on her own once she realizes that the obstacle is there. But it does turn off the obstacle avoidance, so you can actually move. She doesn't slow down, but the beeping part and stuff all belongs to the radar. So she still tells you that there is something there, and if you turn down the app itself in the sound version, then you're not gonna have that annoying beep and stuff. Unfortunately, these guys did not fix the live function. The live function is still broken, and I'm going to try contact them hopefully by Monday or Tuesday, one of these days, that I'm going to talk story with them, because the biggest issue that they have with that is that their app does not allow me to put a stream key in there. So they're still going off the old version of YouTube, and I think that's the biggest issue that Autel has at this point. But I mean, they're so busy with all this other stuff. I'm glad that they fixed what they fixed. Like literally, this live function could... I could care less. So what else do we have here? We have Michael Inc. I'm having problems trying to upgrade my second battery. How is that possible? I mean, I'm sorry. It's freaking hot. It's really hot in here. And I'm a little bit melting right now. The updating part, what I did was I turned off my drone, I turned off my app, I turned off my controller. I put in a new battery, I start up my drone, I start up the controller, I stop at the app. And usually she tells me that there's a new firmware, and boom, I put that up and she runs through. So far, it worked perfectly for my 3 batteries. I just charged up the 4th one as well, and I haven't done it yet. So definitely going to get to it. But if you could elaborate what you have problems with, does it stop on its own? What does it do? So Hot says, recommend using the SD card option to update. Yes, that is another good part. But don't forget, if you do the SD card option update in it, you have to put the firmware also onto the SD card and a flash drive to plug into your controller. So you got to do them both at the same time. Just letting you guys know, so you guys don't forget, okay? Then we have Michael over here. Will not let me upgrade the second battery even after 8 times trying. Holy man. Did you throw that battery already? I would have. I probably would have. Most likely I would have. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, bro. This is what I did. I unplugged my battery. I turned off everything first. I turned off the controller and the app and everything. I put in the new battery, started up the drone, started up the controller, and started up the app. So I did that 3 times. So the 4th, those 3 times, it worked actually pretty good. So hopefully there's one step that you didn't do. Hopefully it works after that. And then we have Batoon in the house. What's up, my brother? How's it, my brother? I finally made it to your live stream. That's right, my man. You finally made it to my live stream. I appreciate that. And Michael says, I did that 8 times, just will not. That sounds really bad. I don't know what to tell you, my man. For me, it worked fine. I mean, how many batteries do you have? Just 2? That kind of sucks. I don't know what else to tell you, my man. Did you close the app and everything in between too? Did you update the app? I hope so. I really hope so. I hope it works out for you, because right now I would say this update almost made this drone the best drone I've ever owned, or actually it does make it like that. For me personally, it's the best drone I've ever owned. The good part is now you have hyperlapse, time lapse, whatever. I call it a time lapse because the cool part is with this, you have now the option to do a hyperlapse, meaning you can fly the drone anywhere up there, do your thing, leave it stationary, switch it over into a hyperlapse mode, and then you will be able to select an interval, how many times you like take the pictures, like every 3 seconds, every 2 seconds, every 4 seconds, every 5, depending on how much movement you have. Do it with a full battery. Go definitely with a full battery, because usually time lapses require a lot of time. But if you're up in the air, the best part about this thing is that you actually can move the drone during the time lapse. Of course, not turning part, but if you put it stationary somewhere and this is the area that you want to do the time lapse on, and you want to fly the drone, she goes into like almost like on precision mode, where you can determine on how many miles per hour you want to fly this drone. So while you're doing your time lapse, you can actually move the drone, and I can't wait to go more into detail about that part later on and get some really nice shots. Today the weather was kind of crappy, so I mean, had some clouds, and clouds is usually what you want, the movement and stuff, instead of just the sun and blue sky. But you want to have some stuff that moves over time, trains, highways from further away that you can see, and you are actually able to move the drone. So if you do it, like for an example, like a pan version, you can have it just right there, and you determine that the movement is really slow like this, and she's going to take pictures every 2 seconds. Bad part is, what I wish that Autel would do is that these pictures go into a separate folder. Right now, they're throwing them all together into one. My DaVinci Resolve is pretty smart about it. So if I go into my folder where I just dragged everything down from, I can click on either one. It groups up those pictures, and that's the pretty cool part about it. So it gives me an automatic time lapse right off the bat. Some other programs require you to grab all the pictures and drag them over. So I wish Autel would change their formatting part, where they just put the pictures into one folder and the videos into the other. That would be really great. I mean, really, really great. So let's see. Mike has 2 batteries. Yeah, I hope that we missed any of those things. Megamo didn't point down 2 times with new update. Did point down 2 times with new update. Wait, what? Can yaw on time lapse? Can only use the right stick. Oh, so you can't turn it. I didn't even try that. I went move from the left to the right all the way, and she was going like super slow, and I got one killer time lapse out of that. I took picture every 2 minutes, every 2 seconds, and it's something really great, because the picture that she takes. Bad part is she will be in auto mode. Like, you will not be able to have manual exposure and all that stuff. Everything will be in auto. So she does that whole HDR thing. So if you have a light source and something below, like early morning, sunset or sunrise or whatever, you're going to end up just having the sunrise and the clouds. Nothing in the bottom she will be able to film, unless you turn it around and have the light source from behind you, and then you're going to be able to do so. I have some great ideas for it, and I hope it works out great. I'm just glad that they added this hyperlapse on. It's amazing. It's really, really, really great. I totally love it. It's really great. You can't yaw on hyperlapse, can only use the right stick. Yeah, okay. My gamble did point down 2 times. Okay, what else? You can yaw, just pause the hyperlapse. Yeah, well, nah. Nobody wants to do that, because then you're going to yawn even, I guess. Then resume. I would say so. The hyperlapse is one of the new functions. The other one that they revamped kind of is the smart orbit. Remember when I had my smart orbit function from the last time, and you pinpointed it as, let's say, at a subject like this, and she pretty much was making her circle around this like this, but she wasn't staying centered. So the smart orbit function had some issues where she wasn't staying centered. She was making more like, if this is the center point, she was making more like a circle around that center point. So it still looked kind of off. I tried like 10 times today to do a hyperlapse, I mean, to do a smart orbit on all kind of different subjects and objects. And I even used the DJI Mavic Mini to hover in the air and actually make a smart orbit around that. Just a small one, and it worked. It actually worked. It's great. Bad part though is that even that mode is in HDR mode, so you will not be able to have manual exposure settings, manual whatever. She will go into HDR auto mode, and you can tell, but they never changed that. Once you put it into smart orbit, that she stops recording. So don't forget, press your record button, guys, because I missed it twice. I had a great shot of something. I was like looking at my screen, and I was thinking to myself, oh, this is awesome. My phone is not on silence. This is awesome. And there were like 2 cars driving through, and it was great. And I totally missed it. Why? Because I didn't press the record button, guys. I totally forgot. Can you guys see it? Can you guys see it? Finally I got my t-shirt, the one that I made for this. Backside says it's a drone and whatnot. Check it out. It's on my store. I think I have a link for the store somewhere, but check it out. The shirts are great. They have great quality. I love it. And I'm going to design some more for our drone freaks around here. Definitely go check it out. I love this t-shirt, and I'm going to make some more. I'm going to order some more too. Anyways, besides that, the other update, what they pretty much did was that you had people had problems with the codec. The codec itself got stuck on H264, wasn't able to film in 265. 10-bit wasn't really 10-bit. It was more like 8-bit. According to them, they fixed it. I haven't gotten really the chance to check it out yet, but as far as the notes went, in the patch notes itself, it stated inside there that those patch notes, that the IMU calibration and all that. Let me pull up the patch notes. I think I had it somewhere saved, and then I'm going to share it on the screen. 2.5.1. What's new? There is somewhere a... Where did it go? I should have. That's why you get bookmarks, right? And I did not do the bookmarks this time. Stupid that. Just give me a quick second. Firmware update. There it is. October 21st. So inside there, the release notes. Let me share this screen with you guys. Share screen. Is that what you do? Right here. Right there. This is how you do it. Yes, there we go. So we have in here, we have the new features that I added inside there, which is the IMU calibration, which pretty much gives you, I give you a quick rundown on the IMU calibration, because at first I was totally bummed. I was like, what the hell do you have to do with this thing? Then added the 3rd axis compass calibration to improve calibration accuracy, which is pretty cool. Before, the drone used to go like left, right, up, down, left, right, and then down, up. Now she does that whole pitching to the right, pitching to the... So if that movement is automatically given in there, I wish it would give us a button where you could, left and right. Anyways, so then added infrared 640T thermal camera with radiometric support, specific reasons only. So I think that has to do with the thermal version. I'm not quite sure. I didn't see any changes inside there. Then also added time-lapse and intelligent flight modes, which we just covered in a little bit. Added SD exFAT large file system support, 3.5 gigs and more. I don't know why they're saying that they added that, because I always formatted my cards into exFAT, and I ran them in here, and it had no problems. The difference between, okay, let me explain it real quick. So you have exFAT and you have FAT32. FAT32 is usually the casual file size stuff that you can do, where you can do file size writing. The file size is limited below 3.5 gigs. After that, the file will be chopped up, whatever it is. On exFAT itself, it allows you to actually write files larger than 3.5 gigs, usually like 4.7 gigs, whatever. And exFAT has a faster writing speeds, and it's usually better to run it on that. I had it on exFAT most of the time, or all the time actually, when I formatted my cards, and I threw it in here and I had no problems, even when I was recording with 6K, 4K. Might have been the reason why I didn't require right off the bat to have a V60 or V90. Now that I film in 30 FPS and stuff, sometimes on the 6K, I have stuttering in there, so it's kind of different. Okay, so anyways, bug fixes, optimize gimbal stability. Apparently, there were some people that had issues with the gimbal stability where the gimbal would pitch to the side, turn to the side, and even Hot Rod sent me at some point a video of a time lapse where his gimbal just would turn up to the side at some point, just on its own. And I guess they was working on that. Optimize gimbal automatic calibration by adding gyro bias calibration. That's pretty much what I told you earlier, where she literally turns to the left, bottom, right. That she never used to do that before. After this live stream at 3 p.m., I also have another video that covers this whole 2.5.11. And you guys going to be able to actually check it out if you want to, if you guys didn't catch this live stream. So improve the smart orbit performance. Yes, they did. Immensely. I mean, in general, like when I had the smart orbit prior to it, I kind of was dissatisfied with the function and the performance of it, like the way it just did the smart orbit. It wasn't really all that. It still looked kind of off. I don't know how else to explain it, because she didn't want to go around the pinpoint. You know, when you stick a pin into something and you put a string and you go around, that's how smart orbit should be going. With this, it was a little bit, you stick the pin, you put the rope, and you want to go like this, and then the pin moves too, and you're making a bigger circle even. And it was kind of off. And she wouldn't attach to certain subjects either. Like when I tried to go around my car that was on pavement, because my car is white, there's not enough contrast with the pavement. And then also some canoe riders had some guys in a boat, and I tried to do a smart orbit around it, and she would not latch onto those guys because they were in the waves and they were going like this. And because the subject was moving, she wouldn't do it. Now with smart orbit, she actually did. There was a movement. There was actually a duck that was floating in the water, and then the wave kept going like this, and she actually latched on with that smart orbit. She latched onto that duck. She was able to identify it, and she stuck with it, and she just made her circle, which was really, really good. So I really like that new performance on that smart orbit. It's really, really great. Optimize the balance of picture sharpness and noise, color reproduction, and tones in some scenes for both 8K and 6K, and improve JPEG image quality. That's pretty cool too. JPEG image quality seemed to have been an issue for a lot of guys that are photographers or using the Autel for photography, and they had a lot of issues with it. They didn't like it, and hopefully that with these new balance of the picture sharpness and the noise and stuff, I hope that that whole log stuff works out, because Original Dobo was one of these guys. He's very technical on his stuff, and he always didn't like the log science, the color science on the Autel Evo 2. So he hopefully can check this out, and hey, maybe it works out for him as well. If it works out for him, dude, I'm telling you, they really did something right. Change the default video encoding format to H265 for videos in 6K and 8K resolution. There you got it. A lot of people said that when it was filming in 6K, it wasn't 265, it was 264. It was 8-bit, it was not really 10-bit. And everybody was like, kind of like, dude, really? I have 6K and I can't do 265. So that seemed to be one of the biggest issues that they had. Resolve the EXIF data error issue. To be honest, I have no idea what that means. I guess there was a data error issue somewhere, and I'm lost for words. I have no idea. Anyways, but the beta firmware package 2.5.1 contains the following component updates. So these ones are all the updates that you can find in here: flight control, camera, remote controller. These ones are all the current new versions. That's after you update your Autel app as well. So update Autel app first before running 2.5.11. Okay. IMU calibration. Let me explain that to you guys. So under IMU calibration, they are asking you, you know how you usually grab the drone and you just do your regular compass calibration, you spin around, and you take it like this, and in this part, they're asking you to remove the blades, which is supposed to be safer, okay? So in case the motors spool up, because you have to hold the drone. She's going to tell you on those IMU, because you got to do all the calibration. Before I start with this, all the calibrations have to be done after this update. So you got to do your gimbal calibration, you got to do your compass calibration, Gimbal calibration, pretty much like where she does that whole moving around kind of thing, left, right, up, down, whatever. Once that is done, you got to do your compass calibration. So you need to have GPS. So with the GPS, you go somewhere that you have GPS, you hold them in your hand like this, you're spinning around in a circle. Then you hold it sideways like this and you spin around in a circle. And then she tells you afterwards, okay, compass calibration has been adjusted. IMU, on the other hand, is directional. So directional meaning she asks you at first, hold it and keep it still. So you do that first. After that one, she goes into the second mode, which is she tells you put it upside down. So you put it upside down like this. The next picture confused me because she actually, when you look at it, I thought I was looking from the top or whatever. You actually have to just hold it like this, sideways, okay? That is step number 3. Step number 4 comes to be the other side. You hold it like this. Step number 5 was to hold her, I think, upside down, like this way. So you got to hold her like this. She kind of like shows you an image to, I guess, to show you the orientation. She shows you an image to be just like this. So you hold it down like this until the calibration is done with that. And then she asks you to turn it around and hold it like this. That's the 6 steps of your IMU calibration. So just to let you know, because I was confused as hell, I was like, okay. The first 2 times I tried it, I put my drone on the ground. I actually had a plastic table set up with a towel. So I put it on top of the table. Then I turned it upside down. Then I stood it down like this. And I'm like, nothing is happening. I did that like 3 times. And then I finally realized that you actually got to hold it like this, hold still, hold it like that, hold still, hold it like this, hold still, hold it like that, hold still, and then upside down like this, hold still, up like this, hold still. And then she tells you calibration is done. Once all 3 calibrations are done, your drone should be flying like an ace, because mine's was flying right off the bat, like super good. It was really, really, really good. And now I'm totally, I was talking this whole entire time, and I mean, check up on this freaking chat. Okay, let's see what we got here. I sold my Godzilla. I sold my Phantom 4 Pro and my Mavic 2 Pro with smart controller for it. Evo 2 6K rugged with a lot of extras and only 5 flights, and it does not fly as good as a DJI. Going back to DJI. Really? For real? I don't know. I fly the DJI Mavic Mini because I never had a DJI before, and probably because I didn't own ever a Phantom 4 Pro or a Mavic 2 Pro. So I'm stunned by this thing because it's so solid and so strong as of a drone. Hot Rod says, try this new firmware. If you had 2.5.0, you would have had a bad experience. That was my next thing. Godzilla, definitely, I think. DJI a much smoother flying drone, especially with smart controller. Autel has a lot of learning to do. I don't know. With the new XP settings and the sensitivity, I can't complain. I mean, I see the first thing that I noticed with this thing that is more like a bus. She's not really as agile and fast, but drone shots are not supposed to be agile and fast. Just like my Paradigm Afi was able to zip in between things. And I don't know, I just kind of like, I got to learn how to love this drone and how to appreciate its stability in heavy winds and how well she just performs. I never had a problem with battery drop yet. And I had like most of these batteries already had like 30 to 40, if not 50 cycles. I mean, I have a lot of flights on these suckers. One battery that I've been using over and over, that sucker has already like 78 cycles. And I think that's immense. That's intense. But she doesn't charge up fully anymore. So I don't know. That might have been it for that. But she charges up maybe like to like 85%. But I mean, it's 78 cycles. Yeah. So that's pretty much, that's a lot. Been in case for 2 months in my closet. No. Wait, I missed something. Just watch the picture during IMU. The top drone will almost always be facing you. I know. I was looking at the pictures, but still, I was kind of confused because I did not know what to do with the IMU calibration. But just so I could share it, I showed you guys how to do it actually, right? So I'm really sad to hear that, Godzilla. I'm really sad to hear that. Only gaming and drone flying. I would rather fly drone and be stable in air than not fly up at all. Yeah, I see that too. The Evo 2 Pro and its weight means much more stable video. Yes, well, I mean, that's why it's because there's a bus. I mean, the majority of the weight is actually not the drone itself. It's this freaking battery. This battery is like so heavy It's really, really heavy. Like, and you shove that right here in the back, and this is a lot of weight. So that's a lot of weight that the wind has to push. Plus, it has a stabilization because it's having the rotors going and all that stuff. Another cool feature that I've seen with the A and B buttons, programmable A and B buttons. So you have the options now to put these two buttons to functions, such as you have the option of 4. One is for a lock on, that you can either lock on to certain things. The other one is to turn on and off obstacle avoidance. Either button, you can put either one of those 4 functions. The coolest function in my eyes that I think that is the best is that you are going to be able now to press that button, hold it a little bit, and she goes to 0 degree or 90 degrees, up, down. So you don't have to wait, she almost there, almost there, almost there. So you don't have to do that no more, because now you can just hold the button and look straight down if there's something that you want to. For an example, if you use the regular orbit function, because you have to hover over your subject first and mark point A, then fly as far back as you want where the rotation is supposed to be, and mark point B. So if you want to look down, this button is going to help you, because you're going to be able to program it and look straight down. The 4th function is to switch in between your Google Maps or AA Maps and your regular display. So whatever else the drone sees or what is on your GPS map. I find that function one of the most helpful ones, because sometimes if I fly and then all of a sudden, like, it flew behind a tree, and I'm like, where the hell did the damn thing go? I stop. I take my fingers off, and I don't know what orientation she's in right now. So I'm looking at my map. I'm looking at where I'm at, and then I know, okay, she's facing that way. And then usually I go higher so I can see her again, and then bring her back to me. But that function is one of the best functions that I think is there in order to be able to relocate your drone in case you flew it out of line of sight, which you're not supposed to, guys. Don't forget about that. I'm going to do update, and we'll let you know. Godrilla, I'm telling you right now, if you update it, definitely if you update it, these flying fortress right here will perform a whole lot better. It's not as agile. If agility is what you're looking for, that's not the case with this. But I don't want it to be agile, because it does some amazing videoing, and it has amazing quality in the 4K, 6K, 8K range, and it has all that power. And you don't necessarily want it to be fast, because when you want to shoot stuff and you want to make real, like I said before in another live stream, I said it before, I think cinematic shot is kind of overrated. The word cinematic is overrated. If you want to produce beautiful shots, you want to go slow. Go as slow as you can. Drag your shot out instead of just going, wow, we done it. That was 3 seconds. The viewer will not be able to identify the subject, because he wants to look around too. You might have seen it because you flew it and you filmed it, but the viewer didn't see it. So therefore, you want to slow your shot down and hold your shot for at least 10 to 12 seconds so that you have enough time to edit it. So if you want to make a 5, 6, 7 second view of that shot, you can choose the best 5 to 6, 7 seconds out of the 12 that you just shot. And it was super beautiful. Plus, it gives you a lot more time to slowly move the sticks and maybe even pan or tilt your camera up, down, whatever, to focus on something. It's way easier on the eye instead of just going super fast and the viewer's like, what the hell was that? What did I just look at? You don't, that's more like FPV style. You go down like this and it's like impressive to see. But even the FPV, they still focus on their subject. They might be going there really fast and might be turning into it, and then all of a sudden you have like a chimney like this. He looks at it, he still spins around the chimney, so he keeps his focus on the subject. Your GPS quad can do the same thing, just do it slower. You don't have to go fast. You know what I mean? So Godrilla, definitely, if you update, I'm pretty sure if you set up your EXP settings and stuff, like I said, I took 2 batteries to do it, to set up my controls to the way that I really like it, because I didn't like the controls, the way they responded, based on that I used to fly my Parrot Anafi. When I started with the DJI Mavic Mini at first, after my brother was flying it the first time, I was like, that thing is a total, like, I did not like the way she was flying at all. Why are you doing that, JR? You got to stop doing this kind of stuff. JR, I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Hello, sorry I was late. Is the new update release or still on beta? It's a full release, my friend. It's 2.5.11, and it's an amazing update. Right after this, in about 25 minutes, my new video will go up, which pretty much concludes everything that was in this huge, long, freaking 35-minute live stream already. And it's just like that. I mean, I really appreciate you guys. You guys gotta stop donating me money though, because you guys work hard for your money. You know what I mean? Keep it. You guys want to buy you guys self parts for your freaking Evo 2. You know what I mean? Hot Rod said it's released. Yes, that's correct. And then we have Wild Surf. Is that Wild Surf? I like that bike on your picture, my man. Not beta anymore. He said the same thing. Godriller 999. I appreciate you, my friend. I really, really, really appreciate you. If you do need help to look up anything via your controller or whatever, I do encourage you to find me on Facebook. Most people already see me in the forums, which is usually Evo 2 forums, but I have contact with a lot of people via Facebook over the messenger that just contact me, and they just find me, they send me a direct message, and I'm usually always answering to it. I'm usually always like, hey, you need help with something or whatever, then I help them out, or I can give them pretty much like, not really helping. I'm not the master, you know what I mean? I'm just sharing my experience because I use this thing a lot, like really a lot. I'm thinking that probably this drone is going to fly more in that 1 year that I flew this Paradanafi ever in like 2 years. You know what I mean? So this Evo 2 Pro, in my eyes, for me personally, is one of the best experiences I've ever had in droning and in footage gathering. Like the things that I could get with it, my man. This is crazy. Wow, didn't know. Going to update tomorrow. That's right. You shouldn't wait until tomorrow. You get all day today, my friend. Wild Surf says, yeah, I got the name right. All right. I like that. All right, Mikey, let's see what Mikey says right here. If you're looking for a good drone, Evo 2 Pro is very good. I had Mavic Pro, Inspire, DJI Mini, Phantom, and I'm happy with the Evo 2 Pro. I have a lot of friends that used to have the DJIs, and some of them had the Inspire 1, some of them had the Mavic 2 Pro, and they all actually converted, not because of, sort of because of me, but some of them just knew about this drone. They wanted one, and they was like, just going to try it out. And they actually ditched their Mavic 2 Pros, which is kind of cool. Like, to know that I actually jumped onto the right drone at the right time, you know what I mean, to do my videos and all that stuff. Because I was torn in between Mavic 2 Pro, and I was torn in between, this is a brand new thing. It's just like when you buy a PS4 or PS5 or whatever, you never want the first generation, you know what I mean? So my first generation actually had a separation in the arm. As most of you guys know, that separation caused vibration, damaged my stuff, and actually made me crash my drone the first time. Autel was kind enough to actually take care of it, and they did not know at that time that I actually was a dude who's going to make, like, how many videos did we make now about the Autel? 20, 24, 25? Something like that. I'm glad I can make videos. I love making videos about the Autel Evo 2, and I think I can consider myself a little bit of an ambassador for the Autel Evo 2, and especially the Pro. I love my Autel Evo. I really do. I really, really do. We have MM Tech. What's up, my man? Aloha. Welcome thank you for coming by. Then we have JR. Did you try the new ND filter? I believe was Skyread. It's Skyread. It's actually Skyread, and I didn't get it yet. How's that? I ordered like 3 weeks ago now, and I still haven't gotten it, bro. Then we have Third Eye View. What's up, my man? I have 333 flights on the Evo 2 Pro in the 4 months that I've had it. Don't you love it? I mean, I love mine. I really love mine. It's really good. Really good. I'm trying to think of something. I have the feeling that I forgot something about this damn Autel Evo app. Let me look real quick. I'm gonna start it up real quick. Let's see. Autel Evo 2. This menu alone in the beginning is like so nice.
Remote control and mobile phone disconnected.
Yes, no ways. So we have Hyperlapse. Okay, we did the smart orbit. Okay. Dual stability, all those other functions. So now our screen is going to look like this. Like it's going to have plenty, like all the stuffs they filled up. Like before, only had, I think one was missing. Was on this side. I think one was missing. So we had one opening inside there. But we covered the smart orbit and everything. Let's see in the settings. Settings, nothing has had really changed except for the programmable buttons under the remote control function, which is right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. Can you guys see this? You see this? That's the best function they ever could put in there. Besides the time lapse, that's the best function ever. These buttons of hell, give them a function and tell them what to do. So there's like obstacle avoidance on off. There is AE lock or unlock, pitch set to 0 or 90 degrees, and then map view or camera view. So I set mine on the left side. I believe I put it that it's up and down. Yeah, the left side, the left button is for looking straight down or looking straight up. And the right side button is to switch in between a map, which is my GPS map or my regular camera, just in case I forget where it went, or I looked somewhere else and then it showed up. You know what I mean? It's hidden behind an obstacle. So I just let go of the controllers. I look at my map and I'm like, where's she? Then I turn towards that way and I look up and then I just fly up so I can see her. So, and to bring her back. How do I say it? Speaking of vibrations, I saw some posts where there are some new low noise props coming that will be standard now. They have more lift and the motor can spin slower. Yeah, well, I don't know. The dB on that one, I think our dBs on this is 60. Is it around 60 decibels or something when the drone is up? The new propellers only make 2.5 decibels less. The other function that I like about it, though, is that it uses less power, and that you have the motor can spin slower, because these motors can come really, really hot, like really hot. If you stay in ludicrous mode or if you stay in auto mode, these motors come hot. So no wonder that some people have problems with this stuff when it heats up. Then we have Wild Surf. In theory, that should improve battery life as well. In theory, it should, especially because the motors are not going as fast. They don't require as much power. So it's obvious that hopefully it's gonna slow that whole stuff down. The reason why I call out all these chats over here was because in some comments prior, some people had issues because they couldn't see the live chat. So therefore, I throw it on top with this thing right here, and I'll show every single comment. Plus, I want to show that my interaction is with you, because I'm doing these videos because of you guys, and that's the reason why I'm here. So keep an eye out for those new props. There was a link that I posted somewhere in a forum, I think you've seen it too. That was when somebody asked for the low prop noise, and I found the link to it to the forum thread, and they are not official yet, but plenty of people said already, oh, save your money or whatever, but I think they're becoming a new norm. So if they becoming a new norm, then yeah, I think the price is going to go up a little bit. I think they were going for like $22 or $24 for two, which is like the opposite again. So yeah, it's like about $50 for the set, which is kind of expensive, to be honest. It's kind of expensive, but I think that should cover it all. That should cover all the stuff that came out with 2.5.11, I believe. I'm pretty sure that covered it all. If I forgot anything, like I said, in about 15 minutes, my new video is going live. And I really do appreciate you guys. I appreciate your donators too. I mean, you guys don't have to do it. You know what I mean? Like I said, I feel honored though that you guys do it. And it really helps me out. Autel should send you a drone for free to play with. I actually, well, not really for me to play with. I wanted a drone for free to give to somebody who doesn't have one. How's that? Doesn't that sound better? One to give away. To play around, I think it's more like in my eyes, if you receive an item from a company such as this, you're gonna be tempted to do more stupid stuff with it, and you're kind of not knowing how to appreciate it. In my case, because I worked very hard for my money, I try out a lot of stuff. That's the reason why I make these videos, to share my experience with you, so you don't run into that. You're gonna waste your $2,000 or hard-earned dollars right now. You know what I mean? So you don't want to necessarily mess up your stuff. So it would be cool to get one so I could give it away. Maybe after I try it out. Did you notice any horizon tilt? No, I did not. I actually did not. I had prior, when I did the first adjustment, because I didn't do the IMU, I had a small horizon tilt to the right like this, but it was minimum. Before, I had an issue with 2.50 where I had to actually adjust it by the roll by like 1.8. This one, the first time it was by 0.2, and then afterwards, after the IMU calibration, I never had to do any. It turned out perfectly fine. Harald says, I may get to test the roll issue tomorrow. Might be foggy in the morning. Hey, hopefully. I'm going to be doing a hyperlapse as well, or a time lapse, or it's called hyperlapse on this. I still can't. What's the difference? I mean, you're going fast and you're taking a picture every 2 seconds. So yeah, I guess that's the reason why. But other than that, it's nothing else than the time lapse, because you're sitting there and you're taking a picture every 2 seconds, or 3 or 4 or 5, 10 seconds, whatever. So it's still a time lapse. Just make sure, because there's an option where you can choose how long the clip's supposed to be. I think I did 30 seconds and I had like every 10 seconds take a picture, and I think the duration was like 1 hour and 4 seconds. So I was like, okay, the drone not gonna stay up there that long. So I don't know. They gotta work on that. There should be a maximum that if you go for the clip length, that the drone knows already. Oh, my battery level is only 88%, and it should bring it back towards where if I go for this clip, this is the maximum amount of time that I can get out of this time lapse. One more thing that I've seen, there was a dude who posted on one of the forums about a crash that he had. I forget his damn name, but he's on YouTube as well. If you do see it, I saw his video and I'm kind of disappointed about his actions, including the video itself too. I'm not calling him out. I'm just criticizing that I don't think that he should have named it the way he did. It's kind of clickbaitish, where he claims to have had a crash with the drone. That crash, in my opinion, was based on his fault because he flew the drone up with 15% battery life left. So I can't remember the name. It doesn't really matter either. But if there's somebody like that and you look at he shows it afterwards. He talks, he rambles on about the crash like the entire video. And then afterwards he comes up and he actually says that, oh yeah, I got the video over here. And then he shows the video. And as soon as I see the video, I'm like, dude, you just took off with 15% battery life left. You don't want to do that. You want to have a minimum 50% that you want to fly with, and then you want to go that far. 50 should be the minimum. And then as soon as your drone comes down to like 25, you want to keep it in range of like 50 feet, 60 feet. You know, you don't want to do that stuff where you fly 150 feet away and hoping that the 50% you gonna bring it back. You know what I mean? I mean, come on, guys. So that's the only thing that I wanted to get off my chest on this live stream. Michael said he saw that. Yes, Michael. I hope that you can fix the batteries, my friend. I really do. Bernie Salsa, I love this chat. All you guys are a resource for me. Thanks, fellas. Well, it's all for you guys. It's for people like Bernie and stuff. Hot Rod Daytona, I tell you, if you guys can look up his channel real quick, I'm going to look up his channel right now. I'm going to post him ready. I'm going to give you a call out, my friend. Hot Rod Daytona does a lot of testing for his drone, and he keeps me in the loop. He's like one of my main info sources, like where he shares a lot of things about when he runs the betas and all that stuff. And he does some beautiful quick shots of stuff. Hot Rod Daytona right there. I'm going to send you guys a link in the chat in just a second. He has a beautiful channel with some beautiful footage, and I really appreciate you, Hot Rod. I really do. Right there, that's the link. Right there in the bottom right, that's the link to Hot Rod Daytona's channel. Go check it out. He has some time lapses in there. He has some nighttime time lapses inside there. He has all kind of crazy stuff inside there. It's short clips. It's really short. It's like some of them is like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Some of them is 35 seconds, and some of them is like 10 minutes. But he still has beautiful, beautiful footage inside there. And I really do appreciate all the stuff that he does, especially keeping me in the loop when he sends me emails. I might not be answering you all the time, but that's because I'm busy at work. But I do appreciate you, bro. He said he loves the drone. His mom gave it to him. Wait. Who are we talking about? I'm sorry. I'm lost. Oh, important note. Reset to H265. The app defaults is back to H265. You won't have 10-bit. That's why you love Hot Rod Daytona. So you guys got that? We leave that down here for a little bit more. Just a little bit more. And then we're going to sign off for today. I do appreciate all you guys coming by. Definitely. I totally love it. The kid with the crash. Oh, okay. He got it from his mom. He said he loves the drone. His mom gave it to him. Okay, yeah, sure. I mean, he loves his drone, but it was his fault. So why did he come up with it? For me, it was an indication that he kind of blamed Autel for the crash. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird, like the way it came across. I'm not saying that he did it purposely. He might have done just to get some views or whatever it is. I don't know. I'd rather get views through honest reviews, but I mean, some people are like that. So definitely, yeah. That bit me. All right, guys. Don't forget, COVID-19 is still out there to get you. Wear your mask, be a nice human, and wash your hands. And I hope all of you guys being safe out there. I do appreciate all you guys coming by today. And definitely in about 10 minutes, my new video should be going up. Check it out. It's pretty much a summary of this entire live chat. And I hope I covered it all inside there. I appreciate you all. And I see you guys not next weekend. Next weekend I can't because I have my son's birthday party. And I'm also setting up for a Halloween party and all that stuff. So this Halloween setup, enjoy it. It's the last time you're going to see it in this until next year. Hopefully I'll still be around. And then after that, we're gonna have the regular setup again, and then we're gonna switch over to Christmas, guys. Appreciate you guys all. Aloha.